Next up, we're going to talk about branch 3. So we have like I said here, we have these 3 switches set up here for link aggregation. And if we look at switch 3, we gave it, just log in here real quick. But if we look at switch 3 here, we gave it the host name switch 3A, S3A. We gave it an enable secret, and we made the trunk ports gig0/1-2, FA0/23-24, VLAN 90 native. Now, you can see all of that here. And of course, we put an IP address on that VLAN 90. And we did the same thing essentially for the other 2 switches. Switch B, interface range, gig0 through 1-2, switch port mode trunk, configured as a trunk, switch port trunk native VLAN 90, configured native VLAN 90 on switch B, and switch switch C, same deal. FA0/23-24, gig01 VLAN native 90. So same deal there. And then of course we configured all 3 for SSH access. Then we configured VTP VLAN's management interface and access ports. So, switch S3 here, we did VTP mode server, VTP domain nextgen T, VLAN 70, 80, and 90. Management interface was VLAN 90, and with the IP address 10.090.2/24. The gateway was 10.0.90.1, and the access ports were FA0/1 VLAN 70 and FA0/2 VLAN 80. That's what we did there. That's what we had going on there. And for switch B, same deal. VTP mode client, VLAN 90 on the management interface, 10.0.90.3 and gateway 10.0.90.1, FA01 VLAN 70, FA02 VLAN 80. And you can see that this just kind of repeats. Switch C3, VTP mode client, management interface VLAN 90, 10.0.90.4/24, gateway 10.0.90.1, FA01 VLAN 70, FA02 VLAN 80. You can see this just kind of repeats. However, when we got to configuring ether channel between switch S3A and S3C, we configured LACP. So let's look at that. So what we did there was we took ports FA0/23 and FA0/24 on both switches, configured LACP, set the channel mode to active, channel group number to 1, and the port channel to trunk mode VLAN 90. As you can see, we did all of how and where we did all of that exactly. So you can see we have LACP configured, we have trunk mode enabled, we have the switch port mode trunk, we have the native VLAN 90, and the channel group 1 mode, and it's active because LACP works in passive and active. And then of course that just kind of repeated on the other routers. And by the way, on switch, that just kind of repeated on the other switches. Now, we also have router 3 in this branch. And what we did here, we gave it hostname 3. We configured it for inner VLAN routing, gig 00.70, so VLAN 70, of course, with the IP address 10.0.70.1/24. Gig 00.80, VLAN 80, of course, IP address 10.0.81/24. Gig 00.90, which is VLAN 90, 10.0.90.1/24. That's what we did there. And of course, it just configured all of the IP addresses manually there, and of course set this up for SSH. So that's what we did there. And we configured DHCP pools on both VLANs, which you can see here. So we created pool 70 and pool 80. On pool 70, we excluded 10.0.70.1, 10.0.70.5, and the network was 10.0.70.0/24. And the gateway was 10.0.70.1, and the DNS was Google. Port 80 was we excluded 10.0.80.1 and 10.0.80.5, and the network was 10.0.80.0/24, and the gateway was 10.0.80.1, and the DNS was 8.8.8.8. And that was branch office 3.